Okay, this video is about some basic problem solving in functions, and there's 4 different types of problems we'll solve. The first one is when you're given a function and you're told just to find f1 or f3 or f2 or f something, and you just plug this number into the function and you get the answer. The second one is when you're told what the function equals. So f of x is equal to 12, for example, and you've got to find what value of x goes into our function to actually solve that. The third type of problem is when you're told the two functions equal each other and you'd find out what value of x makes this correct. And finally, the fourth type, or when we say you've got to find the value of k if k multiplied by f of 2 is equal to 22, for example, then find the value of k. So to give you more example, this is an example of a function machine. It has an input. It goes into the machine that does something. In this case, the function machine multiplies by 3, and it gives you an output. So the equivalent here is when I say find f1, that means I'm putting 1 into the function machine, and I want to find out what comes out. So the answer to f1 in this case would be 1, goes into the function machine, multiplies it by 3, and the output would be 3. So the answer to this would be 3. Whereas f of 3 in this function machine, you'd input 3. 3 is your input, if you like, to the function. 3 goes in, and then you multiply it by 3, and 9 comes out. Whereas in this question here, f of x is equal to 12. You have to find the value for x. In this case, the output is 12, and you're trying to find out what went in to give you 12. So you'll have 3x is equal to 12, so x is going to be equal to 4. So 4 would be the value of x, of the input. Okay, let's go on and do a couple of examples of each of these types. Okay, so we have a function f of x, it's equal to 5x plus 7. Just note that that can be written as f as a function such that x is mapped onto 5x plus 7. It all means the same thing, it's just written slightly differently. And the question says find f of 1, also find f of 2, and find f of minus 2. So f of 1 is equal to 5 times 1 plus 7, and that's equal to 12. F of 2, that's equal to 5 times 2 plus 7, and that's equal to 17. And f of minus 2, that's equal to 5 times minus 2 plus 7, and that's equal to minus 10 plus 7 is equal to minus 3. And that's it. That's all there is to getting those values. Okay, you put your 1s, 2, or minus 2, or whatever number you have into the function. Okay, next section. Now in this case we're told that the function is equal to 5x minus 7, and we have to solve f of x is equal to 18. Now you do not put 18 into x here. What you're saying is this whole function f of x is equal to 18. So I'm going to go to 5x minus 7 is equal to 18. That means that 5x is equal to 25, and that means x is equal to 5. Okay, so I added 7 to both sides. I removed from this side. 18 plus 7 is 25, so x equals 5. Similar question says if solve f of x is equal to 3. I should say solve there. Solve f of x is equal to 3. Well, I'm going to have 5x minus 7 is equal to 3. That means 5x is equal to 10 and x is equal to 2. So we found that the values, we solved these equations. In order for f of x to be equal to 18, the value x has to be 5. And for f of x to be equal to 3, the x has to be equal to 2. If I was to verify this, I would put 2 into this equation. I'm going to get 5 2s are 10 minus 7 is equal to 3, which is what I've been asked to solve. To verify this one, I would plug 5 into this equation here, and I'm going to get 5 multiplied by 5 is 25, minus 7 is 18. So I would verify that 5 is the correct solution to this as well. Okay, next section. Okay, section 3, we're given 2 different functions. F of x is equal to this, and g of x is equal to this. So 2 different functions, and the question might be solve f of x is equal to g of x. So all I do is instead of f of x, I'm going to write 2x plus 1 is equal to 4x minus 2. Now I solve this in the usual way. I get all my x's over to one side, so I'm going to bring across the 2x now over to here. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. That's going to give me 4x minus 2x is 2x. And I'm going to take away the plus 2 onto both sides as well to get rid of the 2 over here. So I'm going to get 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. And that means that x is equal to 3 divided by 2. Okay, 3 divided by 2 will give me x. So that's the solution to this here. And what the solution means, that in order for these two functions to be equal to each other, f of x equals to g of x, the value for x needs to be 3 over 2, or 1.5. Now, this is the same function as we had on the previous screen, but in this time the function what you're asked to solve is slightly more complex. They say solve 3 times f of x is equal to 2 times g of x. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 3 times 2x plus 1 is equal to 2 times 4x minus 2. And now I'm trying to solve 6x plus 3 is equal to 8x minus 4. Get all my x's onto one side. I'm going to take the 6x across. It's going to give me 2x left over here. I'm going to add the 4 onto both sides. It's going to give me 7 over here. So x is equal to 7 divided by 2. So I solved that one. Okay. And next question now. Okay, so here's another function. The function f is such that x is mapped onto 1 plus 1 over x. That's the very same as saying f of x is equal to 1 plus 1 over x. It's also the same as y is equal to 1 plus 1 over x. Just different ways of saying it, okay? So, question A, find f of 1. All right, well, f of 1 is equal to 1 plus 1 over 1. And, well, 1 over 1 is equal to 1, so that's equal to 2. F of 2, that's equal to 1 plus 1 over 2, which is equal to 1.5, which is 1.5. Okay, the third part of this question says, find the value of k if k multiplied by f of 2 is equal to 9. Note we just write kf. We're not writing k multiplied by f, but it is k multiplied by f. So this one is, I want that k multiplied by f of 2 is equal to 9. So that means k multiplied by, well, f of 2 is equal to 1 plus 1 over 2. That's equal to 9. That means that k multiplied by 1.5 is equal to 9. So now, in order to find out what k is equal to, I need to divide both sides. Well, you can work it out yourself. You know it's 6, because 6 multiplied by 1.5 is 9. But the way to do it formally, if you didn't know that in the top of your head, you're going to do k, you're going to say that k is equal to 9 divided by 1.5. So k is equal to 6, and that's your answer there.